Today is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Now, honestly, I wasn't sure he'd be here to celebrate it this year, but he is, thanks to a bond formed more than 60 years ago. Earlier this month, I went to my dad's hometown to talk to him and his oldest friend. Allow me to share the story of how they are now closer than ever after all that time. Their journey goes way back to the 1950s in the tiny town of Douglas, Wyoming.
Right when I was born, we bought a house on 9th Street, and Ladwig lived right next door.
Ron Lambert was 5 years old when my dad, Phil Ladwig, was born in 1960.
I've known him from day one.
They grew up together. They didn't tell me all the details.
We did some stupid stuff when we were teenagers.
Very stupid.
But they shared a bond that would foreshadow things to come.
I think we were out in my front yard, and we decided, let's become blood brothers. We scratched our fingers or hand or something, put them together, and became blood brothers.
You see, my dad knew he had a looming fight.
Pretty much my whole life, because my brothers were all sick with kidney disease too, so I knew I'd probably have it.
Both of my uncles and one of my cousins had kidney transplants. Kidney disease is essentially an inheritance in my family. My dad's health turned a couple years ago.
I really started failing. I started getting really bad. I was losing my mind, and I couldn't think right. So much crap in my body, I was just out of it.
He went on the kidney transplant list, but he has type O blood. That's the hardest blood type to find a match for. Only another type O kidney would work. Guess what blood type Ron has?
We were just talking on the phone one day, and he said, you don't want to get rid of a kidney, do you?
Yeah, I asked everybody that.
Ron went through a battery of tests.
The blood tests were so close that we could have been brothers.
These childhood blood brothers had the perfect blood match. But before the transplant could happen, my dad's surgery got pushed back 3 times. He had a tumor in one of his kidneys, so they had to take that out. That led to 8 months of dialysis. He was not a fan. Did you ever think at any point that this is going to kill me here?
Mm-hmm. I certainly did.
Then he had an infection that delayed things again. But Ron stood by him.
The good Lord told me, he said, you know, I've saved your life so many times, you don't know. And that I've given you such good health, you know, I think you should share that health.
Finally, the surgery happened in April. 2 friends who became blood brothers more than half a century ago now share much more.
Hey, he's got a piece of me in him, so
Yeah.
we're kind of bonded.
Everybody I told about that goes, God, he must really like you.
My dad is the only one left who lived next door to Ron way back when, and Ron wants to keep him around a while longer.
Some kind of weird and bizarre way, I kind of feel like I'm trying to save the whole Ladwig family, because they were like a second family to me.
In Douglas, Wyoming, Adam Ladwig.
So is the camera still on?
Yeah. KVRR Local News. That's awesome. I can't thank Ron enough for what he did for my dad. My dad's new kidney is working wonderfully after the transplant. I got to see him in person for the first time since he had his transplant earlier this month, and you could just see the color return to his face. He has energy now. It's just wonderful. And Ron's doing great too. He had no major side effects at all other than saving his friend's, my dad's, life. So thanks for allowing me to share that story with you this morning.